Hello everybody, the Emperor is back with a 3v3 extravaganza, which you might find you're gonna be like, how is this even possible? I don't have an answer for you, but it's a 32-minute long, girthy battle. Here are the teams: Nabatea, Kush, and then a horse faction, Royal Scythia, going up against Massilia, Sparta, and Egypt. So just some background. This side over here is the Empire. These are members of the Empire. I won't tell you who. I won't tell you I won't give you any hints. I probably will spoil it. Knowing me, I will probably spoil it. I will tell you Royal Scythia. I actually can't remember who that is, but they're new. Royal Scythia, very, very new. Get an aerial look at this battle objective. There will be a suicide charge. There will be, you're gonna be questioning. I'll probably be skipping through some of it because there's a mass retreat. The terrain big on this one. We've got huge mountain here in the back. Big mountain for the Empire to use. They're going, and also they're going up against non-Empire players. Non-Empire players, as we'll try to take a peek at each army. What you're gonna see, Royal Scythia is just going to suicide dive, leave their teammates out to dry. We'll take a peek at Sparta first. Rolling with a heavy pike front. I think he's got some hoplites as well. 4 hoplites, 4 pike. And then just some interesting fire arrows into the Spartans. So very questionable. 1 archer, lots of peltis. I say, what was that? 5 peltis, 1 arrow. In the back, Royal Spartans and 2 heroes of Sparta. Egypt, a little bit more balanced, a little bit familiar approach to other members of the Empire. He's got 4 Skirm Cav. So two of them are Skirm Cav, 2 of them Tarentine Cav. His front line, some slingers, 4 slingers. Levithurios, Royal Peltash Gen. Some pike on the flanks. Interesting to put the pike on the flanks, but then 3 strong Galatian Royal Guard and 2 Javelin men in the back. As this approach, very questionable, very interesting, and very, very annoying to the allies of the Empire. As you see Kush starting to make the retreat to the giant hill, and Nabatea as well. Here's the Massilian lineup. Some Celtic slingers, 5 Celtic slingers, some melee 3 thorax, 4 and 5. Has some hidden troops somewhere. I believe he had some 1 or 2 Gallic hunters. 2 more thorax, Tarentine Cav, 2 Hippias Lancer, 3 Hippias Lancer, and a Citizen Cav. So not going with a light melee, heavy Cav. Well, you know, only 7. What is that? 7 melee, heavy arrow, heavy Cav. So there's your approach, and here is the slaughter of these poor Cav in Cantabrian Circle. Highly questionable. I think there's an ESPN show. What, Dan? Something highly questionable. This is highly questionable. So as they're wasting their arrows, I don't know if they're wasting them, but this is going to help. This is going to help Kush and Nabatea in the end, in the dying embers. All these people are going to have very minimal arrows. As I kind of want to start speeding it up. I don't know if it's gonna go quick because it's so laggy. Look at that. It's so laggy if you speed it up. All those circles, all the fire arrows. The game just panicking. Panicking, damn it. What if I do it right here? A little bit better, but the the FPS, 11 FPS. That isn't gonna cut it. Isn't gonna cut it. We'll just have to. Once these guys are all dead, I'm sure we'll be able to speed it up. As even the Peltas they're gonna go into melee. They might as well go into melee. This Cav has got nothing going on as the allied troops push back. Yeah, probably will skip this slaughter. I don't know if I'm gonna keep this in. I will commentate over it, might as well. But just the routes coming in, not much to be had by these Royal Scythian archers as the Peltas coming in, breaking up the Cantabrian Circle. And those Royal Scythians in a very questionable area now. This man, he's armored, but he's got an axe. Watch out. He's got an axe. Taking hits left and right. Just being beaten down and slaughtered. He's still holding firm as the Peltas, not used to melee, but the armored horse archers even less used to melee. As 58 men against 35, I would think the Peltas are gonna win. But you got other horse archers, unfortunately. As these 18 Cantabrian, or the Royal Scythians have formed the Cantabrian Circle. That is the smallest Cantabrian circle I have ever seen, as they go, you spin me right round, baby, right round, like a record, baby, right round, right round. But Kush formed back up, Nabatea formed back up, almost, as they are going to be against all odds, as Kush wisely sending in some cav. Why Nabatea didn't do this here, I don't know. I don't know what I was thinking. Shh. I wasn't supposed to spoil it. But Nabatea not pushing out the Kush, pushing out some men. Looks like he's hitting some peltas. Interesting, because they're probably out of ammo. Maybe swing in here, hit this heavy slinger unit. Egypt still in the rear. Royal Scythia, questionable. To say the least, very, very questionable, as finally the Scythians taking orders from Kush and Nabatea, pushing his cav in to do some damage. These slingers could be panicked, could be hit very hard, as a Tarantine cav in to protect those slingers, and even more Tarantine and Skirm cav from Egypt. As Kush will push back the light cav, already routing at 41 men. Morale big, only 35 morale on those boys, on those bastards. Now let's see if I can speed it up. Let's see if the game is going to allow me to speed up a little bit. It's reasonable. It's not the worst, but it's still questionable. Still very questionable. Probably just, yeah. I don't know if we're going to speed through it, but we like to see this Royal Scythians make a fool of themselves, as they are in the fire arrows raining down on these men. Their morale compromised. As you can see, it's going down to 60. Going down to 60, getting one slinger, so that's good. That'll help a late game for those members on the mountain, as you can see them waiting patiently. Very, very patient, as they know what they will have to face. They'll have to face basically 3 full stack armies who have all but just diminished their arrows, which could be very helpful. Could be very helpful. But what I've seen, when people go to a mountain, normally those mountain men do not end up doing the best. We'll see here if the experience, the grit of the Empire can go. They have a decent matchup. Kush swords against the Spartans, and even against these Thorax warriors, going to do tremendous damage. And then whereas those Egyptians, the Galatian Rail Guard, personally, I've been told, I've got bad intel, but those Galatian Rail Guard, I think they're one of the best melee units in the game. Maybe not the best, but probably a top 3. You know, behind like up there you got the Praetorian Guard, you got the Galatian Rail Guard, you've got, I love the Thracian Nobles, but every unit has got their own, own spice, own pizzazz. As for me though, if you can afford this Galatian Rail Guard, I am a big fan. As now the Royal Scythians looks like they're all but slaughtered. Not even going to save his general from the pike. Just letting his general, horse general, be slaughtered from the pike, as their cool outfits will not save them. And down go the Royal Scythians. They got neat back plates and hats. They're trying to be like a unicorn. I don't know what's going on. I guess unicorns have 1 horn, not 2. That guy's got 1 horn, but down he goes. Down that man goes too. Oh, and that man. It's just an absolute slaughter. An absolute slaughter indeed. As this man down, only 3 remain. Learned nothing from the pike, throwing the game away and angering the Empire. As now they've got a hill to hold. They've got lots to do. This heavy cav. We'll take a peek now at the Nabateans and the Kush. Nabatea front line. Got some Nabatean axe warriors on the side, pike on the middle. 4 pike warriors on that side. Hellenic cataphracts, 2 Hellenic cataphracts, 2 desert lancers, both very heavy, super heavy and very heavy shot cav. And then the Nabatean noble cav, heavy melee cav general. In the back we got some noble sword, Nabatean swords, 2 desert hoplite, 1 Nabatean heavy archer, and 4 slingers. Kush, on the other hand, Shotel warrior build, very smart, very wise. 2 Shotel, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. In the back, he's bringing us some Kushite slave infantry and some slave spearmen. And then the Kushite archers using the strength, the archer's strength, still 1 desert cav, and the heavy melee cav general as they're reforming their battle lines, looking what they can do here, seeing how they can prevent slaughter, how they can hold off the menace of the Massilians, the Egyptians, and the Spartans. As now I'm speeding it up, and it's still, there's just too many units on the screen for my nimble PC. Can you believe my PC? It's just it's a sham. It's a damn sham. They'll try to speed it up to 20 minutes or until they, until they march in. Maybe the aerial view, this will give us less lag. Let's give me 30 FPS. Oh, 50. I'm just banking on it up here. This is good stuff. This is good stuff as we see some push from the Massilians down with some Hippias Lancer and some arrows. Oh, wait. Oh, yeah, some arrow cav. Apologies. The arrow cav pushing in and the heavy cav approach. Nabatea wisely realigning their units. Still, they're up against a mountain of a force, mountain of men. Now you know this. The enemy side here, the red enemy. They've used probably most of their arrows. Not too sure how many arrows they have left, unless they're saving. But what it looked like, they were really firing away and pelting and bruising and battering as much as they could on those spooky horse archers, which they could have just sent some melee in. But that was not recognized, not put to use, as this Egyptian line actually lines up pretty well against Nabatea and Nabatea's heavy cav approach. The pike will be there to hold. We'll see how long that line can maintain itself. The line is going to be big. He does not want anybody getting on the flank, anybody going around, stabbing them in the cheeks. They hate the cheek stabbers. The axe wars could do pretty well against all the Egyptian units here. Besides, even the Galatian Royal Guard, you got a axe unit, which they do have good pierce damage. Pretty good pierce damage, I believe. I believe. But we'll see how they match up. The biggest threat, definitely those Galatian Royal Guard. They can pretty much slaughter this whole army if used correctly. But the shock cav, the name of the game. 2 super heavy. I guess super is greater than very. I don't really understand that, but it is. It is, I guess. I don't make the rules. I don't make the game. Bring it up with Creative Assembly. Bring it up with Creative Assembly as the people marching in will speed it up a little bit more. Really get some slinging, some slashing, some hash slinging, some bash ringing. That's a SpongeBob reference. Okay? Yeah, I love SpongeBob. What are you gonna do about it? You fool! You foolish bastard! Now they're pushed in. Try to get this down to when we actually see some slaughter. We're inching ever so close. Ever so close. 17 minutes remain. Now they just need to surround. They need to strike as one. The key here, guys, this group of 3 needs to strike as one. They need to move together, get those strong melee in, crush those pike, sling those pike, as now the slingers pushing in, going to take care of business. Hopefully, on these Egyptian slingers who are spread out. Nabatea does not have the length to really spread out. He could, but now they're shooting away, no damage yet. I think I remember thinking back at this they've taken 1, so 5 on 1. Holding firm. Egyptian slingers must be a little bit better than just the slingers of Nabatea, as there's those Gallic hunters have shown themselves shooting some, I don't know if they're shooting the horse. Be a big blow to the Nabateans if they don't notice. Very smart and very, very costly. That's a 700 cost unit. Losing half of them. Going to be losing even more. Oh no! Not recognized by Nabatea. Horrible start. Horrible start. 22 heavy lancers remain as the slingers routing those bad boys. And the Gallic hunters in. Sorry, I couldn't control my bodily function there. Jeez. The Gallic Hunters now in to put some pressure on. And these Helot Archers, 2 Helot Archers, must have missed one. But those weak infantry sent out to cause some damage. Surprised he's not pushing them. He is absorbing some blow. 20 base morale on those men. As one slinger routes, and I saw one Egyptian slinger out. Still not moving, not striking hard, just actually trying to outskirm the heavy slinger approach. He does have those Gallic Hunters to do some damage. There goes one pike. Just taking it, does not know what to do. Those poor men, look at those tiny shields, pathetic. Pathetic, tiny shield. Tiny shield bastards. As now the slingers pushing in, trying to hit those slingers. They must be out of ammo. So pretty smart move there by Egypt, as the Nabateans will have to send back those men. And the javelin men in, if I'm these slingers, I would start hitting these javelin men. Those are some, well, maybe not. It's questionable because they could be out of ammo quick. So here comes the charge of the Nabateans, trying to get out in front of his units. Well, maybe no charge. He's checking his charge as the Massilians back off, and the Kush still sitting tight. Not much action for them. Finally moving in the Desert Cav. Oh, wow. It is wide open as that Skirm Cav going down. Nabatean Axe Warriors in. We'll see if they recognize this Galatian Royal Guard coming out. I don't think they do. So nice hit there by Egypt. And on those men, I don't think those swordsmen recognized either. But these arrows ripe for the picking. The Hellenic Shot Cav in, threatening, ready to strike, ready to kill those swordsmen, already going down. 80 men, they want to rout, they want to go home to mama. This Nabatean line not looking good. Not looking like they could get the job done. Not looking like they will get the job done, but there's the Hellenic Shot Cav on all those arrows. Who knows how much ammo they had and if they're just baiting or what. But the Hippias Lancer hitting a hoplite, actually routing the hoplite. These Nabateans, their morale very, very desecrated. Desolate. 42 men on his general. Must have been hit by some arrow fire or the Levi Thurios, as they're in really putting in big, big damage. The Galatian Royal Guard right there. Those Desert Hoplites finding some grit, coming back. The Noble Sword doing some damage, but they're straight on a pike. And they're surrounded by a Thorax who are still on formation, or a lock formation attack. Which, if you want to surround some units, turn that puppy off. I can't show you here because I'm not playing, but it is very good. Oh, I didn't even know that man was looking good. I didn't even know that thing existed. That's pretty cool. 1,000 hours and Bubbles is still finding things, still learning. As now Kush sending in some reinforcements as he's recognized there is a hole in the line. The pikemen trying to retreat. Pike on pike action. The pike on pike action, which we love to see. The Egyptian pike probably a little bit better, 34 damage. The charge bonus. I've never seen such a low charge bonus, as this Galatian Royal Guard took some damage probably from those cataphract shots or the arrows striking in, as there's still 4 slingers for Nabateo. Is that 5? Oh, he's kept all 5, so very good work. As the Hellenic Cav in, and this pike kind of caught, but we'll see if he can get back in, as here comes a big hit, potentially from this Shot Cav. As look at that beautiful sun, the background of those Cav in on the general. The smart, that Egyptian general going down, putting into the dirt, being put into the dirt. As there they go. The Hellenics in, they've routed the general. Now they see a Galatian Royal Guard to potentially hit. We'll see what he does here. This Cav, this is a big move. Looks like he's trying to retreat him. Look at that. Oh, the pillar in from the Shotel. A huge hit. This Galatian's going way, way down as a Hippias Lancer trying to push up on the right flank, but not much there. As Kush finally getting involved with Sparta just sitting back, really, really costing his team. Costing his team what looked like a good, an easy win, but now the questions are coming into play. Can they pull it off? As the Levi Thurios and the Egyptians finally pushing in, doing what they must do. Let's see what these slingers are shooting at. Looks like, yeah, shooting the Galatian Royal Guard. No countercharge from the Shotel. No countercharge. They're losing out on a 25 charge bonus, but They're really doing a fantastic job as one Spartan into the Kushite slave infantry. It's a hero of Sparta. Probably a good unit to get in there, can really absorb some blows, but the Pilla in, their backs turned. Good work from Kush. And Sparta, maybe a new player, not really recognizing what's going on there, as his strong unit setting him in one by one to the death. To death. Yes, now this right flank trying to hold. This guy's really pushing us some Tarantine Cav. Looks like he wants to pull them through, and he actually is. He actually is. As we see 2 units in. The general's here. He shouldn't be able to get through the general, but there they go. There they go. Somehow have pushed through, and that is extremely frustrating as they are routing. But once again, one of my pet peeves is now the Cav has found their way into the back end. They prevent massive damage. This Kushite Royal Guard General, one of the best melee Cavs in the game, pushing in, hitting the Hippias Lancer, not getting a clean charge. There's a Skirm Cav in the back, finding some Kushite archers. We'll see if he can prevent this. The slave spearmen in, but there's a clean hit on the archers, and this hill is chaos. This is complete chaos as the Desert Lancers in, trying to put some big damage on these boys. The Hippias Lancer and the Nabatean General Cav, Noble Cav. I almost had the right adjective. Into Hoplite Wall with those Desert Hoplites. Looks like in the Shock Cav just routed a Thorax. Has some options, can go on the Javelin Men. I wouldn't do that, probably out of ammo. As he used the Trample ability, his men will be exhausted. Maybe get him in the back, protect this back. You can probably out-cav him. You got 2 very good melee generals in this Nabatean and the Kush general. And these Hippias Lance, what is that? The Citizen Cav and the Hippias Lancers, that's not gonna really do the job. We'll see what they decide. As Nabatea and Kush really preventing this Cav from doing much of anything. That Citizen Cav could have the upper hand on that Nabatean Shock Gen. As there's some pushes here. This general being surrounded by the Pike at the ready. The Pike vicious, the Pike ready to strike. Is this back here, those Thorax not gonna get the job done. Being flanked by Shotel now. 3 Shotel, still plenty of slingers. Assuming they still have some ammo. They were not used all game until now. Those Kushite archers could not be saved. Smart move by Massilia, pushing in the men. The Desert Lancers, though, here they come. Here they come, they're fierce. Ooh, a NASCAR blow. A NASCAR hit. This poor, oh my God, he's been crushed by his own horse. Oh, the humanity, the damn humanity. There they are, this center now. There's a Javelin Man pushing in for melee. Good movement. We'll see if Nabatea recognizes, really wants to get in, help his Kushite brethren. Yeah, he's sending one in. Sending one in from the bottom, opting to go down here on those Hippias Lancer. Those Javelin Men routing. 5 slingers still at the ready. Not much melee for the Nabateans. Matter of fact, I don't see... Yeah, I see one. I see one melee. The rest are Cav, the rest are arrows. This man in shield wall, it's all up to Kush now. Got some good movement here, surrounding these units, those heroes of Sparta, and fending off the Spartan hoplites. A good movement here too. He's in the back, but it is a slave spearman unit. Not the best unit, but still can do some damage. As now there's some options using trample. The Nabateans in a big blow, trying their best to trample and to crush the Spartans, whose morale pretty high right now. Very, very high. So the Thorax in on the Shotel. We'll see if he recognizes, because here comes a potentially clean hit from the Thorax. He does at the last second. Great recognition by Kush. Great job there. Still one Cataphract there. The General and a Desert Lancer. I don't see the other. There's the other Cataphract. Okay. So still 2 Cataphracts, and the 2 Desert Cavs still in the game. They were kept at bay and used at the precise time. As now it's just going to be some cycle charges getting in. Interesting here. Royal Spartans on the Kushite archers. Not sure if Kush recognizes. Definitely move back. Definitely want to move back. Even if they don't have ammo, you never know. You can use them later. I wouldn't want to use them against the Royal Spartan though. Those guys are very good. if used correctly, can do tremendous damage and get lots of kills. We like lots of kills. There's a shock charge in the back. The blood, this man is so bloody. So bloody, can he keep it up? Look at him go. How does he even see? How does that man even see? I have no idea. But routing the Gallic Hunters and that other Gallic Hunter, one more Thorax to worry about. We'll see where these Shotel choose to go. They're pushing left, leaving that Thorax out to dry. So they go into the pikeman, a big, nice hit. Kind of a big hit. I don't know, I like to call everything big hits. Who doesn't? Who doesn't? Oh, the poor Spartan bastard. He will be offered up to the gods. As they're reforming the pike, not much going here. Not much going here. Nice charge in the back. Uphill, but still getting the... Oh my god! Big hate. That was a big slaughter. Right there, as they're holding the pike, they don't even know what's going on. They do not even know what is going on. The Shotel, so win here on the pikeman. Routing one Shotel, charging straight in. Not the wisest move, but he did what he could. The Shotel gone, still a Hellenic Cataphract. In charging up the hill, this would be against all odds if the Empire could pull this off. He's trying to find some men. Looks like he's found some. He's engaging. Nice charge in the back. They're running away. Were they routing, or what was going on there? They're not routing, just retreating his men, his tired men. But those cataphracts are exhausted, but here come the Desert Heavy Lancers looking to seal the deal. Oh yeah. Sealing the deal. Nice charge, so a double win there. One Thorax to worry about. Two Shotel picking up a victory against those Pike, the Nabatean Gen at bay. The numbers game becoming a factor. Is there going to be enough numbers for Kush to seal the deal? You see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Shotel. Still some slingers on the Nabatean side. They're pushing like they want to shoot. Maybe they're going to shoot this Spartan general in the back, which would be very, very smart. That general, right for the picking, showing his back, showing his cheeks, ready to engage. Shotel chasing. Oh, he's going after the general. Uh-oh. Be a big pickup. Those Spartans trying to get in. Even just thrust your spear and you kill them, but now they're running away and now they're going to charge in the back. So failing to capitalize those Spartans as they go down. And now you see the slingers have a good angle right in the back of those royal Spartan men. There's the hill of death. Look at all this death and slaughter. Huge numbers being put up. As now the exhausted men putting in the work, going in right now. They want the win. Ooh, those poor Thorax. I feel so bad. They had the game in their grasp and it slipped out. It was too greasy. It was too wet. They couldn't hold it in. They could not. It is looking dire for the enemy, looking great for the Empire. Pushing the arrows away. 51 Royal Spartans, that's his biggest threat right now. That general unit, Nabatean Cav, has got options. He's selecting those Thorax swords. Risky, you got a pike right there, so you want to be very careful. Very careful, as two generals remain, only one general for the enemy. Is there? Yeah, they're slinging in. Slinging in, nice shots. Got those. Who's he shooting here? Oh, he is shooting this guy, but those are some big misses. Big misses, refocusing his fire. Yeah, beautiful right in. Down to 46, 5 men killed just like that. The Thorax, right? And sad, they're sad, there they go. Oh, I gotta get out of here, they're routing. Spartan rout. Now the numbers game has turned the balance of power, now leaning in the favor of the Empire. And boys, I just gotta say it now, and girls, I was Nabatea, and a huge commander, and Sir Waffle was Kush. There he is. He did a great job. As those arrows and the slingers doing God's work, protecting his fellow arrow men. Now it's just a matter of time before they can seal the deal. There comes one last charge onto the pike. Get him, boys! Oh yeah. Just what we needed. They were trampled, put on the ground, in and out. In-N-Out Burger, one of my favorites. I don't have it here where I live, but it is just so tasty. I love it. I love it. He had those Spartans on the run. Chose to back off. Just to come down to these Spartan boys. Here they come in. Oh, not really getting them, but still. It was the thought that counts. The thought that counts is the Spartan general going down. The Spartans routing. There goes the general, and there goes the rest of the Spartans as it's is finished. The hill camp worked. A huge victory for the Empire. A glorious victory. We'll take a peek at the stats. Kush putting up 2,400 kills. Good God. Good God. Nabatea holding their own, and the Scythians 661. Not what they wanted, but they pulled off the victory. The enemies completely slaughtered. Nobody really doing tremendous work. See how those Galatian Royal Guard did? Just, those are weak numbers. Only 113 for the highest. Very disappointing there. Extremely disappointing, but pretty balanced there. The Sparta moves in a bit quicker. The game could have been different. But there's Kush. Look at those numbers. 150 plus on nearly every Shotel. 238 for one. The Cav putting in great work, great effort. 200 kills on one arrow. The Slingers doing decent work for Nabatea as well. The Pikemen did what they were supposed to do, is to hold. As the Royal Sword getting the most kill, but it's all about the Cav. This has been this one. If you like this, guys, we stream Monday through Friday. Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 6 p.m. Tuesday, Thursdays, 12 p.m. Tune in. We play lots of Total War. We'd love to have you there. We would love it. Please like and subscribe this video as well. Until next time, this has been Emperor Bubbles. Glory to you and glory to the Empire.